Hello everyone. In this lesson, we will study about blockchain. We will discuss the history and development of blockchain. We will discuss what is blockchain, what are the promises of blockchain, and we will try to understand blockchain with real world example. How information is stored in blockchain, characteristics of blockchain, and the history of blockchain. So let's start. So, what is blockchain? Blockchain is a new application mode of computer technology such as distributed data storage, point-to-point transmission, consensus mechanism, and encryption algorithm. It is essentially a decentralized distributed database. Anyone can become a node of this huge network as long as they set up their own server and access the blockchain network. We can say a blockchain is a distributed database that maintains a continuously growing list of records that are secured from tampering and revision. It means the data stored in blockchain cannot be updated or deleted. It just can be recorded and viewed only. So, what are the promises of blockchain? There are four promises of blockchain. Here we will look what people say about blockchain. According to the Economist cover article, blockchain is a trusted machine. Blockchain has laid the huge potential of Bitcoin. The significance of its evolution is far greater than the category of cryptocurrency. It means it is not just used in cryptocurrency, it can be used in many other fields also, like taxation, energy, railways, fine art, journalism, national security, waste management, shipping, real estate, and in supply chain. Blockchain can allow people to build confidence in mutual cooperation without an authority. We can put blockchain simply as a machine that creates trust. So next we will look what Chief Executive Officer of Nasdaq say about blockchain. He says blockchain continues to define not only the operation mode of transaction field but also the entire global financial and economic system. Nasdaq's goal is to play an important role in turning point development opportunity. So next we will see what Accenture report says about blockchain. They say blockchain can help banks, credit card companies, and clearing companies to cooperate to create safer and faster collections and optimize the use of funds by reducing contemporary risks and transaction delay rates. Next, we will look what IMF says about blockchain. IMF says banks don't have to be afraid of Bitcoin or blockchain technology. Blockchain technology is an unbelievable technology that is still maintaining the operation of Bitcoin until this very moment. In fact, it can provide trust and identity confirmation in an incredibly convenient way. Even someone use any method to cheat, he cannot cheat it. Next, in this slide, we will try to understand blockchain with real world example. Suppose you are a girl and your boyfriend said to you, I love you forever. Then you send this sentence to your girlfriend's parents, circle of friends, and WeChat groups. Now, your boyfriend can no longer deny because everyone knows. Then, you put some of the above read envelopes as minor fees. This minor fee in blockchain is known as gas. When you make a transaction, you need to pay some gas for your transaction. So we continue our example. I love you forever is the time when the sentence is spoken. The object of the speech etc. are packed together to form an information packet, and synchronization is a block. Movements, WeChat groups, etc. are nodes. If your boyfriend does not admit to saying it that he loves you, you will find this account book to confront and kick the boyfriend nodes out of the network. Here, we will discuss how information is stored in a blockchain. Blockchain uses a ledger to store all the transactions. In the blockchain system, there is a ledger, which is an electronic file that holds all the transaction records. And the second one is consensus. After all the nodes synchronize to the highest block, there will be all the ledger information for everyone. So now we will discuss what is node. This ledger is not stored in a central institution like a bank. Like in a bank, the information is stored in a centralized system or a database. It has countless copies. Like the blockchain is not like a bank. It has countless copies which are distributed and stored in every computer on the blockchain network, and each computer is called a node. You can also become a node of the blockchain, and it is multi-centered. Having said that, the account book is maintained by a group of computers, not by the central organization like a bank. Here we will discuss about the characteristics of blockchain. It is decentralized, it cannot be tampered. It cannot be tampered, it cannot be updated, it cannot be deleted. The data is transparent in blockchain and everyone has an independent address in blockchain. Here we will continue the characteristics of blockchain. It is unforgeable. It means the data cannot be updated or deleted. It can be recorded and viewed only. It is transferability. It has transferability characteristics. It means it is contractable. It is transmittable. Your privacy is protected in blockchain. You are independent to everyone. You don't need any third party to make a transaction. This let you to get rid of third parties. Now we will discuss the history of blockchain. In 2008, Satoshi Nakamoto published the paper Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. After 1 year, on January 4, 2019, Satoshi Nakamoto published his paper. The first Genesis block was established, and today Bitcoin has withstood numerous hacker attacks. Bitcoin has faced many attacks and the security of blockchain has been verified. Here we continue the brief history of Bitcoin. In 2007, Satoshi Nakamoto began to study Bitcoin, and in 2008, Satoshi Nakamoto registered the bitcoin.org domain name, and in 2008, Satoshi Nakamoto published a paper entitled Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. Means you can make a transaction peer-to-peer. You don't need any third party while making a transaction on blockchain. In 2009, Satoshi Nakamoto released Bitcoin 0.1 version. A few days later, the first transfer was made and sent from Satoshi Nakamoto to Hilfani. And in 2010, the real transaction of the first Bitcoin payment is generated. A programmer used 10,000 Bitcoin to buy two pizzas worth $25. 5.22 was designated as Bitcoin Pizza Festival by Bitcoin enthusiasts. So now we will discuss what can we do with blockchain here. And the story begins with today's financial system. We will discuss how today's financial system works. So imagine a day where there are no banks. How would we then create an alternative to current banking system? Can we invent a better system? So now we will discuss how today's electronic financial system works, means how banks work these days. These are centralized, these use centralized storage, not like the blockchain decentralization. They charge high fees and high trust cost. And the central storage is at risk because all the data is stored at a single place. Now, the users don't have the copies of the data. But that is not the case with blockchain. In blockchain, every user have the copy of the ledger and the bank charge high handling fee. Suppose here is a person A and B, and in between them there is a bank. Person A want to send $100 to person B. So the bank will charge $2 for this transaction. So that is a high transaction fee and high trust cost. Bank will pay a very high trust cost in order to prevent double spending and tampering of the ledger. In this situation, there are a lot of trust transfer costs directly across banks. The cost and effectiveness of manual reconciliation are both high trust cost. And central storage is at risk. In the event of an economic downturn, the centralization mechanism of banks may fail. Depositors' money could suffer a major blow. So these are not the cases with Bitcoin. Bitcoin uses distributed ledger technology. It means everyone has a copy of the encrypted ledger. Everyone has the information of the ledger. And these ledgers are public, not like private, not like the centralized system, not like the banking system. Distributed ledger is open to everyone, and these are immutable to hacks. The transaction cannot be hacked. These cannot be updated and cannot be deleted. It means the transaction cannot be tampered with. And the transaction will not be double spent. The consensus mechanism of blockchain guarantees this. Here, what are the innovations of Bitcoin? It is the first digital currency and it uses cryptographic encryption methods to create and manage accounts. It is created an electronic distributed ledger blockchain. Ledger bookkeeping is updated by everyone solving mathematical problems. So now we will discuss how does Bitcoin convey trust. High trust cost. We will take an example of a bank. That bank charge high trust cost. Bank will pay a very high trust cost in order to prevent double spending and tampering of the ledger. In this situation, there are a lot of trust transfer costs directly across banks. The cost and effectiveness of manual reconciliation are both high trust cost. For example, here in the figure we can see six characters. Oh sorry, we can see seven characters. In these, two are minors and five are other characters. In this, James wants to transfer 500 Bitcoin to Kevin. This transaction will be part of the next block to be verified by the miner. As in this figure, we can see there are two miners who will be used to verify the transaction between these actors. Every transaction clearly records the specific information of the transfer from one account to another. The balance of each account on the blockchain is not hidden, and the balance of each account is calculated and stored openly and transparently on the blockchain. Here we continue the example. Lisa and Robert are miners and use computing power to confirm the block containing the transaction. Once the block of transaction is confirmed, the Bitcoin in James' account will be detected and transferred to Kevin's account. Lisa will be rewarded by miners for participating in the calculation and helping to complete the verification of the block. It is also because there are many miners involved in mining calculations, which maintain the continuous operation of the entire Bitcoin network. Here is the mechanism how actor A can send money to actor B. First of all, he will request a transaction and the transaction will be broadcasted to the P2P network and the miner will validate this transaction. Once this transaction is validated, the transaction becomes a part of new block for the ledger. The new block is then added to the existing blockchain and now the transaction is completed. Blockchain is the technology used in Bitcoin. It is a public distributed database holding encrypted ledgers. A blockchain is a part of blockchain. A block is a part of blockchain which records some or all the recent transactions. So here is the summary of the course. In this course we studied what is blockchain and the history of Bitcoin, when it was invented and who invented this, and the financial system today, how financial systems are working these days, the history of Bitcoin and the problem to be solved, simple operation examples of blockchain. Thank you for watching this video. Hope this video let you understand blockchain more clearly.